Hello, everyone, and great that you've tuned in. Tonight is a very special evening. It's going to be a tribute to Doutzen Kroes. And for this very, very special occasion, you at home can ask Doutzen all your questions. And she's here. Hello, Doutzen.
Hello.
Doutzen.
Well, every question, I'm not sure.
Okay, you don't know if you're going to answer all the questions.
No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Depending on the questions.
Okay, well, let's give it a go and let's get started.
You've been taking over all of my free time. I told you that we're gonna have the best life. The sun is out and we are in our prime. So hurry up, cause it's time to shine. Yeah.
Yeah, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this beautiful place, the loft of the Edam Tower in Amsterdam. Tonight I have the great honor to talk with Doutzen Kroes and to look back on her 5 years as an ambassador for Hunkemöller. And we are going to celebrate that time. We're going to look at some highlights. And of course, you can ask Doutzen a question, so please do so. But Doutzen, I would like to start with something else. There's a lot going on in the world these days. We've got the COVID-19 pandemic, the Black Lives Matter demonstrations all over the world. I'd like to ask you some questions about that. And let's start with COVID-19. How did that affect your work as a model?
Well, I was home when COVID-19 happened, when it became an official pandemic. I was actually in LA and I rushed home to my family. And well, it started out with a lot of fear at first, not knowing what was going on. But positive as we are, we decided to make the best of it and really enjoy family time, reflecting on our lives. And you know, we made it into a very special time with our family, and the world came to a standstill, and we did too. But it was very beautiful to bond with my family and to do homeschooling, to really get to know, you know, what my children are into in talking about school and etc.
Were you good at it, at homeschooling?
You know, yes, I loved it. It's really, yeah, I was surprised because first I was worried because I didn't know exactly, how to deal with it, and also because it's magical when you walk into a classroom and the teacher, can make all these kids behave all at the same time. And I was like, I'm not sure if he's, especially the oldest one, Phil, and if he's going to listen to my advice and my teaching. But it was an incredible experience. And it was hard at the same time because, I saw all over the world, businesses getting destroyed, people suffering. And but at the same time, the world, was able to breathe again. Mother Nature was happy. So it was a lot to digest all at the same time.
Yeah.
And it still is.
Yeah. Something else. The last couple of days, there were demonstrations worldwide against racism. We could see you were at the Black Lives Matter demonstration in Amsterdam. Why was it so important for you to be there?
It was very important for me to be there because I feel like more than anything right now, all I could do was go there and, be there out of solidarity to my to all these people that are in so much pain. And I feel like if that's all I can do right now to take this action, I want to do it with all my heart. And, a lot of people had a lot of negative comments on the fact that I was there, that I wasn't acting responsibly towards a lot of healthcare workers and disrespectful. And I agree with these comments, but I reacted from my heart. I wasn't thinking. It was true, what my heart was telling me. And I feel like we need to listen to each other. And the fact that there was 5,000 people instead of 100 says a lot. And we need to look at what we need to do with this instead of talking about how irresponsible it was. But the fact that so many people were there, that says so much. And we need to talk about this.
Yeah. And how do you deal with those negative reactions?
Well, they're painful because, of course, I don't want to disrespect all the healthcare workers. I know the struggles that they have been working so hard to fight this pandemic, but I feel like there's if 5,000 people are coming together, that no one was thinking, then you see that there's so much pain that we need to fix. And I'm coming from privilege, and more than ever, I think that privileged people need to stand up and fight. We need to fight together and unite.
Yeah.
And this is the time.
And it's also a personal matter for you because you have a mixed family.
Of course, I even forgot that. But of course, personally, it's very important for the future of my children. You know, I have a mixed race family. My husband deals with racism. My children might in the future. They're very innocent right now. They have no idea yet of what's going on, and hopefully they will never have to deal with it.
Yeah.
That's why I was at the Dam Square.
Okay. Doutzen, now this is the first time that you're sort of back to work again tonight, doing this. How does that feel for you?
Well, it was difficult to come out of my my place of my shelter, you know, that I was having while I was being isolated from the world. I also isolated myself because I was at the Dam Square, and I feel like I have had so many amazing times with Hunkemöller that I also feel like I want to be here and look back on 5 incredible years I've had with them, but not forget about this subject. So I'm glad we keep talking about it. Even when we celebrate something, we need to still, make sure that we are there in solidarity and talk to one another.
Yeah.
But tonight we're also celebrating and going down memory lane.
Exactly. We're going on a trip down memory lane, and let's start with checking out the highlights of your 5 years at Hunkemöller.
You never know when a moment becomes a memory. Sometimes it lasted for only a second.
You see the drip, yeah, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and a giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
All eyes on us. Even just for one day, slowly touch down. I can see the sky. First things first, just a sliver to quench your thirst. 'Cause we're just chilling, yeah.
Wow, Doutzen, and that's only a short impression of your 5 years at Hunkemöller. How do you look at it? Does it make you feel
So
proud?
nice to see. It does, yeah, it does make me feel proud, and it looks like I really enjoyed doing hair flips. But
did
it's
it?
really funny to see everything. Yeah, I did it a lot, I can tell. But it's nice to see, everything put together. It's quite amazing, all the trips we've made, all the dancing I did, the horse riding. I mean, so many great memories that I've had with my Hunkemöller family.
Yeah. And which collection was most special to you?
I think the first one was very special because it was my first one that I got to know the whole collection making and designing and the process of that, and getting the mood boards together and really finding out what I actually liked to wear, and getting to know the Hunkemöller team, and that was a very special time. And I think also my Not on My Planet, it was the golden bikini that oh my god, the collaboration with Not on My Planet. It's been so long I've done this.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so that was very special because it was a beautiful golden bikini, and it was a collaboration with my charity, Not on My Planet, and it was very special that Hunkemöller took the time and the energy to also think about something that was very close to my heart.
Yeah, we're now looking back at a period of 5 years of time. But do you often look back and reflect on what you have achieved?
Well, lately, yes, because I was cleaning the basement because I had the time, and there's so many pictures and so many, I like to organize everything and put it all together. So I had time to do it, and then I think it's incredible, the amount of travels and beautiful experience I've had, and even this little short clip to see all the things that I've done with Hunkemöller.
Yeah. But that's
is
how many
quite
boxes?
amazing.
How many boxes do you have in your basement with pictures and magazines and
A
interviews?
lot. Yeah, there's so many. I'm still not done, and I was there for 8 weeks. But the weather was also gorgeous, so I couldn't really, But no, yeah, there's still a lot more. But I think also, it's nice to do it, and it's nice to feel proud of all the trips I've made and the memories I've made, and to actually have time to look back and reflect.
Yeah. Not only do I have a lot of questions for you, but you also at home can ask all your questions. Do it now. We are live until 9 p.m. And Doutzen, we have some people looking right now that want to ask you a question. There are a number of people who got up in the middle of the night to ask you a question. They're from
Whoa.
China. Yeah, and it's about 2
Whoa.
o'clock in the night over there. Let's take a look if we can get connected with China. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm Molly from China, Shanghai. Hello.
Hi, what's your question for Doutzen?
Hello, good morning.
It's 2 a.m. in China now. So on behalf of the only
Wow.
lady, I just want to check in. Being the ambassador of Hunkemöller, what were the good things that happened to you?
Wow, there's so many good things because I've had the travel to beautiful places, getting to know an incredible group of people that was helping me with the designing of all the lingerie that became basically my extended family. So lots of contacts, but just experiencing the travel, especially because you become a very close group all together, and you're all missing your family, you're all in the same boat, and you also want to enjoy and have a good time. So I think the memories I think are the most important, because those I can take with me forever.
Yeah. Molly, because you're awake now at 2 in the night, you get to ask another question to Doutzen.
Thank you. So after being ambassador for 5 years, is there any words that you want to say to Hunkemöller?
I want to say thank you. It's just one big thank you because of all the memories that I could make with them together, and then especially, also the fact that because of working with them, I've got to, push myself and push my limits, learning new things. I've learned to, do dance routines. I was riding on a horse bareback, no saddle, in a bikini, and all these things I'm super grateful for, because I like to push myself and get the most of every moment in life.
Okay. Thank you, Molly, for your question, and sleep well. We have another question, also
good
from
night.
China. Let's take a look. Can you tell me your name and what's your question for Doutzen?
This is Alberta from China, and my question is, what makes Hunkemöller attractive to you?
What makes Hunkemöller attractive?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, was that the
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's definitely the lingerie. I mean, you know, when I wear it, I feel incredible, and really, I think it's something that is almost like you wear it, but no one knows, and it's like your little secret. And I think also as a brand, they've really become very diverse in different ethnicities, different body shapes, and I'm very proud of, you know, working for a brand that actually is thinking forward and is trying really hard, you know, to reach everyone in this society. And I think that is something that I'm most proud of, you know, of what Hunkemöller does.
And Alberta, do you have another question? No.
I have another question is, as a supermodel, how could the Hunkemöller's product help you to be more comfortable during your trips?
Yeah, how could Hunkemöller
well-
help you get more comfortable during trips?
Yeah, well, we designed great sweatpants and hoodies that was one of my, it was of course the lingerie and the bikinis, but then the comfortable things, you know, that I love to wear when I'm on a plane. So those actually kept me very comfortable during
great.
long travels.
Great, thank you, Alberta. There's one more question. It's also from China. What's your name and what's your question for Doutzen?
Hi, this is Eric. I'm on behalf of all your Chinese fans, and I just want to ask, so you have worked with a lot of great photographers, and who impressed you the most and you would love to work with them again?
Well, it's really hard to pick one because I've worked with so many great photographers and great teams. And if I have to pick one, it has to be Steven Meisel, who is the godfather of the fashion industry. And I've learned so much from him. I've learned modeling because he would have a mirror. And he actually opened so many doors for me because when I worked with him, I was all of a sudden approached in a very different way. And then, of course, if I can pick one more, it's Paul Bellard, which I have worked a lot with Hunkemöller. So those two are very special to me.
Okay, Eric, thank you for your questions, and good night, China, I would like to say. Isn't that super sweet,
night.
Doutzen? They got up all in the
Very,
night,
I mean,
especially
it's incredible.
for you.
People wake up. Yeah, yeah.
Of course, I'm also very curious about your new collection. We're going to talk about that more in detail later. But first, let's go to some of the most special moments at your career at Hunkemöller. And let's start with the video from the new campaign.
I've been dreaming about it all of my daytime. We all know that all I want is a great time. Work it out, 'cause it's gonna be fine.
Doutzen, where did you shoot this video?
This is in Mexico. And I didn't see the galloping part. Where's the galloping part?
Yeah, we had to cut it out because you drove so
Oh,
far
you did?
away.
Yeah, it was so. It was. I will never forget this because, like I did when I was in Cuba, I think this is why Hunkemöller maybe, you know, got the horse in it again because, you know, as a little surprise because they probably remembered me in Cuba on the white horse and I took off. And left them really scared behind with the camera. And now this time I was on the horse again, bareback, and I was so sore. I couldn't move my legs anymore after I came off because I was holding on for dear life because I was galloping and the beach was so wide and so far. So I'm sorry for if I have scared a lot of people.
Yeah, I heard of the crew that you drove so far away that even the drone had difficulties to follow you.
Oh, that's not a good drone.
But you love horse riding a lot, huh? What is it? Where did that love started?
Yeah. Well, it started as you know in my childhood, growing up in Friesland, and you know just going into the
The meadows,
to the fields, meadows, weilanden, and there would be, just some farmers had a group of horses there, and there were two girls, me and another girl, and we would be the daredevils and would just hold on to the manes and then lift our legs and jump on the Frisian horses, and then just take off. And it was, when my mom found out, it was not good. She
There are
was
also still
really,
some angry farmers
not
in
liking
Friesland.
this. I'm sure. I'm sure. Hopefully, they will never know.
You just told. Doutzen, you also like yoga a lot. Do you practice it often?
Yeah, I am. It's something that I think is also very, a fun, a playful thing to do with your kids, because there's so many poses that need, that because I'm a competitive person, I just like to, go in the garden with my kids and just try, difficult things, and it's just as an exercise. I think it's great, and when you do it in combination with meditating, I think it's one of the best things you can do.
Okay, you have to explain to me, because I see some footage of you and you're on your head, and then
Yeah.
putting your legs
Well,
in the air. That looks so difficult.
Well, this is a pose that I have, since I was a little girl. My dad would always do this pose, and I would always, competitive as I am, try to imitate him. And so it has always been kind of a family thing. We still do this sometimes, like in the evenings, like at the end of dinner, like not right after dinner, but like in the evenings, we will just do like a challenge of, what's it called? The plank.
Yeah, the plank.
We do plank challenge. We do these kind of challenges. So I think it just comes like lots of practice since I was young.
But why do you do the headstand?
Well, I think it's also great for gravity. I mean, this is if
Keeps
you
you
stand
young.
upside down for a while. Yeah, don't you see?
Yeah, well, you look amazing, so I'm going to try a headstand when I come
Oh, no,
home
I'm
this
kidding.
evening.
We're all gonna do the headstands.
How does it actually work in your profession? Because we see you do a headstand, we see you riding on a horse without a saddle. If a director wants you to do that kind of stuff, do you sometimes have to say no because you just cannot do it?
Well, I would never say no. I cannot do it. I think.
No?
I would probably have an excuse, because I love doing, like, even when I was shooting Wonder Woman, I loved doing all the stunts myself, and like all the, I just like to challenge myself. So if a photographer says, "Can you do this?" and I think I can do it, I'm definitely going to try.
But for example, if they ask you
So-
to go singing or something.
Oh, singing is, thank you, Hunkemöller, for never asking me to sing. Or maybe they have, and I said, no, I don't remember it. But no, the dancing was limit.
Yeah,
Dancing in lingerie, and yeah,
they did
that's, I
ask
think,
you-
one of the most scary things I've done.
Yeah, because they did ask you to do some dances, and that looks really amazing. Should we take a look at it?
Well, that's the editing too. Yeah.
Drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex on.
Okay, but are you a natural dancer, or do you have to practice really hard for this?
Now, I am a natural dancer, and I love to dance. But if it looks good, I'm not really sure. Usually, sometimes I dance in the house, and then I get a glimpse in the mirror, and it's like, no, this is not so good. But I love doing it, so I don't care. I think also with age comes that you just care a little bit less about what people think.
Yeah.
And I used that a lot when I had to dance in lingerie.
Yeah, but
I
you're
was like,
also
you know what? I live once.
but you're
Yeah.
also a perfectionist, aren't you?
Yeah. That's why I took dance lessons.
So you do. So you always want it to be perfect.
Yeah. I always wanted to be perfect.
Okay. We have some more questions, some new questions from our viewers for you, Doutzen. We're gonna see what kind of questions those are. Good evening. What's your name and what's your question for Doutzen? Hello.
I
Hi.
don't hear anything.
Yeah, you don't hear anything, and that's I don't hear anything too. We're
Hi,
gon-
can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh,
What's
yes.
your
Yes,
name? Hi.
sorry. Hi, Doutzen. I am Merel, and
Hi,
I have a
hi.
question for you. Are you more into sweet, spicy, or savory food?
Well, I can only choose one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, we could
savory and
also use
spicy,
cheese
but
too.
those go together.
Okay, you have to
But
pick
I
one,
really like
Doutzen.
spicy food.
Spicy.
Okay, spicy.
Okay, like what, for instance?
Like Madame Jeanette.
Madame Jeanette.
The yellow.
That's the most spicy thing on
And
earth.
Yeah, but this tastes so good when you just slice it fresh.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
And you just
No,
eat that as a snack?
I remember that my dad would always cook really spicy, and then if my friends would come over for dinner, we would have a huge bottle of water, and we would then have to drink so much water, and my friends would never want to eat at our place anymore. But then my husband came over once, and he was like, "Oh, there we go to a Frisian family. The food is probably going to be boring." And then he came, and the food was so tasty and so spicy, and he loved it. So
That's great.
that's we have something in common.
Great. Okay, let's go to the next question. What's your name and what's your question for Doutzen?
Mijn naam is Joniek. My name is Joniek.
Hi, my name is Milou.
Hi.
Hi, Doutzen. My question is, what are you most proud of?
I think I'm most proud of my family, of my 2 children and my husband, and just, how, what they make me feel like is just incredible. It just makes me the most happy.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be hard when you have to travel again now, in the future, and go away from
Yes.
home? Yeah.
Yeah. I think, especially, being home with them 24/7. Then thinking now of going on a plane and not seeing them I think it's so much harder than it used to be, because I just know now how incredible it is to spend so much quality time with children.
Yeah.
And it's definitely going to be really hard.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next question of someone who's watching right now. Can you tell me your name, where you're from, and what's your question for Doutzen?
Hello, my name is Joniek. I'm from the Netherlands.
Hi.
First, I would like to congratulate you on your new collection. And my question is...
Thank you.
You're welcome. What would you like to tell your 18-year-old self?
I would tell my 18-year-old self to enjoy every second, because time flies. If I think about it, the things that I've done between now and when I was 18, it seems like such a long time ago, and I've done so many things that, like I said just recently, I was in the basement, and just everything, came, passed by again in a flash, and I was like, it's so difficult to live in the moment and to be present. And I think that's really a challenge, that if you can already manage to live like that at 18, I would have loved to tell myself that at 18.
But it becomes easier when you get older, huh?
Yeah. And also I think moments like these, when the world comes to a stop and you just have time to reflect and to realize what you have, and in my case, being very fortunate, that times like these, I think, make you realize that even more.
Yeah. You have worked very hard on your new swim collection. Unfortunately, we cannot show a catwalk show tonight here, but we have thought of something very original and corona-proof as a surprise for you. Have a look.
Oh.
Hi guys, my name is SD Jensen, and today I'm going to show you the new Doutzen swimmer collection.
time. We all know that all I want is a great time. Make a plan, but it will be a big climb. Work it out and it's gonna be fine. First things first, I deliver. No second or third. This girl is a killer. Let them know we are winning. Together now, we gon' kill it. Let them know. So, are you ready for more?
Wow, that was very, very cool, right?
That is so nice to see, to finally, to see it come to life like this, and everybody's own, style and how they showcase it. I think it's great.
Yeah. One of the girls, one of the ambassadors of Hunkemöller, wants to say something to you. Welcome, Isa Day.
Hi.
Hi. What would you like to say to Doutzen?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show. I love all your collections so far, so I'm very grateful to finally
You look
meet you.
great.
Thank you so much. You too. You're so gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
And Doutzen, what is your favorite piece from the collection?
Oh, it's always so hard. I mean, it's really difficult to choose one because I'm not just I like bikinis, bathing suits, but then if I have to pick one that I could wear multiple times, for example, and just because I love the cut is the bathing suit. It's very 90s inspired, and I think something like this you can wear it during the day, when you wear jean shorts, but you can also wear it to the beach, and there's just different occasions where you can wear it, and
we have
so
the
I would say
collection
that's my favorite piece.
We have the collection over here. I'm gonna grab your favorite one. It's the green bathing suit you said. Oh, that's It's high waisted.
It's very high waisted and very high cut.
But there's not much
You
fabric
like it,
on
Merel?
on I won't fit it. I'm a bit too much.
You
of
would
a
look
corona
great.
kilos. But there's not a lot of fabric.
You look great.
There's not a lot of fabric at the back, huh? You have to be.
It's good for tanning.
Good for tanning, yeah. Yeah. And what was the inspiration
Yeah.
for this new collection, Doutzen?
Well, it's very 90s inspired, but also my travels in Brazil have really opened my eyes that, people are always asking me, but, you design pieces with less and less fabric, and then I always tell them that I was in Brazil, and everyone, doesn't matter body size, everyone is in a thong. Everyone celebrates their body and is happy and dancing and in a thong. So that was kind of also the inspiration behind this collection.
Yeah. And it was made of recycled material, huh?
And made of recycled material, yeah.
Is that
I think
important?
this is the first collection made of...
Is that something that's important for you?
That's very important for me. I think, in the world today, we definitely need to change our behavior and our ways, to look to a healthier environment. And I think one of the things is recycling clothes, recycling materials. Always bring your, using less plastic. And it's something that I grew up with. So it's something that I always try to implement in my lifestyle. And I'm very happy that Hunkemöller, also is working towards a more eco-friendly, sustainable, process of designing their lingerie.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to some questions of our viewers. We get a lot of questions. Let's pick out a few. Let's go to Lisanne. Hi, Lisanne. What's your question for Doutzen?
Hi, Doutzen. This is Lisanne from Utrecht.
Hi.
Hi. My question is, what's your favorite food?
My favorite food? Well, something spicy. Well, I love Suriname food. I love anything my mother-in-law makes. She's a really good chef, and I'm learning a lot from her. But if I have to pick one, it's probably bami, when she makes bami.
Bami, great. Let's go to the next question. It's from Yonique, I think. Hi, Yonique.
Hi.
Oh, Yannick, we cannot hear you. I think you maybe have your volume on still. Can you maybe turn it on? Now we can hear you. You can ask your question.
Hi. We can hear you.
You look gorgeous, by the way. My question to you is, how old are you?
Thank you. I am 35.
And you ever lie about it, Doutzen?
There's nothing else I can say. No, I've never. No, I don't want to lie about my age. I want to be proud of my age.
Very good. Let's go to the next question. What's your name and what's your question?
Hi.
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 Kan je misschien je telefoon... Oh, can you maybe switch your phone? And then we can see you. Yeah.
Sure.
What's your
Yeah,
name and
certainly.
what's your question?
Nice to see you. So my question is, what would you want to do if you were not a model?
Oh.
Oh, if I wasn't a model, I think I would like to be a teacher. Maybe something like social science or history. Because I realized, I mean, this is something that when I was starting to model and I was looking actually for, something that I would like to study afterwards, I decided that I wanted to become a teacher, but this never happened. And then during this whole COVID-19 period that we were isolated, I really enjoyed homeschooling my kids. So I think, that's something that I would have loved to have been.
But did your kids also liked it?
Yeah, I was worried about it in the beginning because when you come into a classroom, it's incredible how a teacher keeps 30 kids quiet and on their seat. And for me, it's already hard to keep 2 quiet and on their seats. So I was worried if he would, but it was great. I found a way to get him interested and, going back and forth with the teacher. And I just wanted to get the most out of it because I actually loved, like he was learning about the Egyptians and, all that history that it's really nice to learn about it again while you're teaching your child. So you're learning together. And I think he saw my interest in this, so that made him also, inspired him to also be interested in it. So it worked really well.
Okay, Doutzen, we're going to go to the next question. What's your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name is Zoe. My question for you is, what is your favorite quote?
Favorite quote? Oh, my favorite quote. My favorite quote is, if you're tired of hearing about racism, imagine how tired someone is that experiences it all the time.
Okay.
That's a good one. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Doutzen, let's talk about your new YouTube series, Doutzen Diaries. You are very open in that series about your private life. Let's first take a look at how this started.
Okay, well, first of all, I noticed that starting YouTube is a lot more work than I thought, but here I am. This is how I was discovered. Do you know that?
This is how you're going to be forgotten.
I'm diving into my vulnerable part of my life, my family life, and the glamour side, which is my job. Oh, who are you? I love you too. The reason why I started filming is because I needed a visual diary. I've seen so many beautiful places to remember things. Give me some listen. I'm opening up a vulnerable side of me, which is, not always easy.
Zal weer terug, joh.
Dat weet ik wel, maar ik vind het ook leuk. Maar Miss Squeeze met hele Holland.
And she didn't change. The beauty is the same. She became an amazing mom. She was one of the nicest person I met in this industry.
So do you think people are actually going to watch?
Oh my God.
If you like what you've seen so far, then can you please press right here?
You said that.
Anyways, wherever you see subscribe, subscribe. It's gonna be good. Promise. I guess it's a search. Bad. Ken mij.
Doutzen, what's it like missing your family so often? You already told us a little bit about it, but is it hard for you sometimes?
Well, if I think about it now, being in the situation of having them around me all the time, it's really hard. And now I get the questions of a lot of people: how do you do it? It must be so difficult. And I'm asking myself now, how are you going to do this? Because it's so. How are you going to? How is this going to go? But then, for years, I just did it, and it was also because I think. If I went to work, I got hair and makeup, I felt super glamorous, and then I got the best of both worlds. I got to be a mom, and then I got to go on travel and have me time, and be in hair and makeup and feel glamorous, and it was great for my ego, and then go home and feeling like I could be even a better mother. But if you ask me now, I'm sure it's going to be really difficult. To leave.
When did you decide that it was time to do this series?
Well, I started thinking about this, I think 10 years ago. There was such an urge in me that wanted to document everything. I've filmed everything always my whole life. Like I always was an iMovie and would create little movies for my family, and then I thought I should make a documentary because I just basically needed a visual diary, and this is really what it is. And even now already, when I'm watching this clip, it's so many memories, and it's so nice to have this, to have all this footage, and then sharing it with the world is a different aspect to it. But I think that was to maybe inspire, or just share a different side of me. And trying to include people into my world and getting to know me. But then after being on a damn square, they still don't know me, I figured. This still was a surprise that I was there for a lot of people. Yeah. So maybe I need a few more episodes for people to get to know me.
We also hear you say in the video that it's a search also. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. Well, I really got to know myself. It's really... confronting to see yourself. No, but because we would edit all the material that we would have shot, and then I would see myself talking to another person and behaving in a certain way that I had no idea of that I behaved that way, and it was very confronting. So it was definitely a search to, who am I? How do I want people to see me? Because there's a fine line of who do we put out there as a person, as a model, as as who I am, but then how do people perceive me is different, and how do you manage that? And this is something I learned from the YouTube series.
Yeah. Are you going to continue with the
diaries?
It
was a fun project.
Are you going to continue with the diaries?
I felt I had to stop because I just feel like in this day and age, right now, it's so difficult to digest and to, don't step on anyone's toes and to respect everybody's situation, and everybody is coping with it in a different way. And I just didn't feel like showing my bubble while there's people suffering, So I just couldn't make another episode right now. So even being here was like, how I'm going to talk about positive things when there's so much going on in the world. But I also feel like, we have to continue also our lives. And that doesn't mean that we need to forget, but we need to find a way of how we're going to implement all of this in our lives and continue.
Yeah. That's in recent years you appeared on many, many, many covers of magazines. Do you have any idea how much?
No.
No?
I have no idea. Do you?
No.
No.
I don't. We lost count.
No one knows.
No, no one knows. Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe there's a fan
yeah,
out
we
there
can ask
that
somebody
knows.
if somebody knows.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be a pretty good fan.
If
That's
you
the
have the
fan of fans.
If you have the answer, please let us know.
Yeah.
Let's go to
Yeah.
some more questions. There are some journalists and bloggers who would like to ask you some questions. Let's go to the first one. Good evening. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Valerie. I know one
Hi.
cover you are coming on. It's Cosmopolitan. I'm working for them. And my question is, what is your guilty pleasure in food, drinks, music, movies?
Poof.
Let's
My
start with
guilty
food.
pleasure. I don't know why I need to feel guilty for this. I don't like to feel guilty. I'm just telling myself that it's completely normal and okay to, to order sauto soup every day.
Okay, so sauto soup is in food and in drinks.
Yeah. In drinks, tequila on the rocks.
Tequila on the rocks. Music.
With a little bit of soda, maybe. Music, Beyonce. But why
that's
should I
not
feel
guilty.
guilty for listening to Beyonce? I don't
No,
get it.
that's not a guilty pleasure. Maybe it's a
Um,
guilty pleasure if you listen to
The
some...
Rolling Stones, then?
No, that's also not a guilty pleasure. If you would say...
What
like
is a guilty pleasure?
something
Listening
of...
to music.
I don't know, Hoempapa
Something
nummer.
that's not right?
Like Hoempapa, like Papa. It's really Dutch, Hoempapa music.
Or maybe some... Yeah, I'm also not from Brabant.
I know.
I'm from Friesland.
Okay, so you have no guilty music.
No, I really like... I do like Pieter Wilkens, but I think a lot of people now have to Google who that is.
Yeah, well...
It's a Frisian singer, and I really like that.
Okay.
It just brings back a lot of memories, but I still don't feel guilty for it.
Guilty movie?
Whatever,
Guilty
it's called a
pleasure
guilty
movie?
pleasure. Yeah, what's a... Oh, The Hangover?
The Hangover.
I can watch that all the time. Yeah, it just makes me crack up all the time.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Let's go to the next question. What's your name and what's your question for Doutzen?
Hello, Doutzen. My name is Nika. I'm a
Hi.
blogger from Russia. My blog is about fashion and also traveling. So 3 days ago, I asked my followers to create a special question for you. And I choose the best one from that questions. So what should everyone do to help clean up the ocean?
Wow. I think the first thing you need to do is stop using single-use plastic. Single-use plastic, I think, is something that is not difficult to stop. There's already a lot of alternatives, for example, for straws, plastic cups. But also, when you go to the grocery store, make sure you bring your own grocery bags. I grew up doing that, so it's something that has already been implemented into my life. But yeah, I think stop using single-use plastic is one of the biggest things that you can do.
Great. Let's go to the next question. It's also a question from Russia.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
My name is Kristina Rebrik.
Hi.
I'm from Russia. I comment me with my followers like your collection for Hunkemöller very much. Okay, today I have a question from my followers. What does female inner beauty mean to you, and what advice can you give girls to accept themselves? Thank you.
Well, that's a really great question. I think the female, I think feeling empowered is something that, you need to. It's something that doesn't necessarily only come from looks. So it's something that I think as a woman, I feel empowered by being a woman, just by being a woman. The things that we can do. It's you don't even need to look in the mirror for this. I think it's a security that comes from within that actually creates beauty and strength. And I think that's for me everything. It's that feeling secure and power, and that's empowering to me. And then for me personally was the fact that I can make a baby. I mean, I can make life. We can make life. That's like that to me. When I was, when my first child was born, that was the most empowering feeling in my life ever.
Okay, great. Let's go to a question from Belgium. What's your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name's Catherine. I work for
Hello.
a magazine called Flair from Belgium. And my question for Doutzen is, well, the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of changes in the fashion industry in terms of diversity and inclusivity. You, for example, have been very vocal when it came to racism, especially with the Black Lives Matter movement that has been, well, all over the world has gained a lot of momentum. So my question for you is, in terms of diversity and inclusivity, what could change what should the fashion industry change in general? And what should big fashion brands like Hunkemöller do in specific to be sort of like a catalyst or to be part of this whole movement?
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for this question. I think one of the first things that is really important is, have diversity in your brand, but that also means that you have somebody from a different ethnicity, probably on a place of power, like Edward Anningfield, who became the creative director of Vogue UK, and this is something that this needs to happen more and more. And I think Hunkemöller, I can applaud Hunkemöller for the fact that they've become very diverse in body shape, different ethnicities, and I see that more and more brands are doing that. But it's something that cannot happen overnight. But it's something that I've always been vocally about, and always have tried that with the brands that I work with, try to, take them in a different direction, or even tell them that we need different, we need diversity, and it's really important to. I think one of the most important things is that you can have someone from your background or your heritage being represented in a place that you look up to. So I think in every workplace, everywhere, this should be implemented.
Okay, let's go to the next question. What's your name and what's your question for Doutzen?
Hello, my name is Nadine. Hi, and I would like to say you're such an inspiration because I work as an underwear model. And my question is, what was your most glamorous moment in your career?
Most memorable moment, I think that must have been in the Cannes Film Festival, where I've spent so many years on that red carpet. I think one of the most incredible red carpets that you can be on, and in a glamorous, I mean, I was in there in so many beautiful gowns that I could not even think of my most glamorous moment. But every time I would be on the top of those stairs, I would look back and just pinch myself and be so grateful and feel so blessed that I could, that I could be part of that and have experienced it. And so I think being in Cannes during the film festival is definitely one of my most glamorous moments.
Okay, great, Doutzen. Do we still have one more question? I think, yeah, we have a question from another viewer. Good evening. What's your name and what's your question?
Hi, I am Ana, and I am currently working for a fashion magazine called Tendencias. And I want to ask you if do you plan to wear your new swimsters collection in Spain this summer?
Of course. Well, I'm not going to go to Spain. I'm not going to go anywhere. I just want to probably be in Friesland, and I just realized that I've been traveling the world so much that I don't even know that much about my own. Like, I want to spend more time there because I left when I was 18. I traveled the world, and I think it's really important that we, all of us in the world are really connected to our roots and our heritage. And I just want to learn about the Frisian culture more, and I want to teach my children, and want to go sailing on the lakes. And and go to the islands. And so I'm going to skip Ibiza this year, I think.
Okay, thank you, Anna, for your question. And if you're watching right now, you can ask your questions to Doutzen. We are live until 9 p.m. Doutzen, you mentioned earlier that Hunkemöller felt as an extended family. You mentioned that. What is it like to work so closely with colleagues when you're so far away from home?
Well, that's everything. I mean, going on a plane with a complete stranger or with a hairdresser or makeup artist that you've worked so close with for 5 years makes all the difference, because you're in the most beautiful places, and I was in the most beautiful places. I was missing my family, and then there is someone there or a team that knows you and that can be your comfort. So it's very important to have that support system and to have that in my life and while I'm traveling.
Okay, we have a surprise for you. We're going to welcome someone. It's Ilham. Ilham, you're Doutzen's hairstylist.
Ilham! You see?
Hug.
Oh my God, I haven't seen you since Mexico.
Yes, that was the last trip. Oh, miss you so
That was
much.
such a nice surprise. Oh,
Ilham, what's it like to work with Doutzen?
how are you?
What's it like to work with Doutzen?
Yeah?
It's like
Just
one
don't.
big party.
Be nice.
I will. Now, I have so many beautiful memories from all our travels. You know, we laughed, we cried, we had so many beautiful conversations. You know,
Can you share
remember-
one with us?
Oh, yes, I can. Well, that's, do you remember? I have so much. It's like, do you remember Sri Lanka when I thought I was attacked by a shark and the sea literally spit me out?
Oh my God! The sea, the current was so heavy, and Ilham got dragged. I mean, do you want to tell the story or I tell the
Oh,
story?
you do.
But Ilham got dragged into the ocean, and all I saw at some point was her. Everything came off, basically.
Oh, yes.
Is that what you wanted to share with us, or was different story? We had so many good times.
Yeah, it was like Cuba, Mexico, Rome. Oh my God, it was
Cuba.
Cuba was also really nice. We had some cigars and then we weren't dancing and we drove Mo crazy.
Yeah, in the middle of the street.
Yes,
Yeah.
and even people recognize you in
Yeah.
Cuba. Hello.
That's so nice. Ilham, can I thank you for being on the show? Because we've got another surprise for Doutzen, because there's someone else, Doutzen.
Oh.
Lauren, welcome.
Oh, hey! Oh my God, everyone is surprising me.
Lauren,
nice.
you're also a member of the Hunkemöller family, and you're also family in real life, huh?
Yeah, we are.
Be-
Such a long time.
She's
since
my
I've left.
husband's cousin.
Your husband's cousin. And can I, Ilham, can I ask you to one of your most beautiful memories together with Doutzen?
We have so many memories together.
Yeah.
I think one of them has to be Miami last year. I think when I did the campaign for Hunkemöller together with you, and I remember being so.
I know, and it was
nervous.
raining.
Yeah, it was raining, and I was so I don't even remember if I told you that I was that nervous. But like having you there made it a lot less scary. I was really thankful.
Because
for
it
that.
also was one of your first.
Yeah, it was
one
like,
of your first Hunkemöller jobs,
it
right?
was one of my, I think
Yeah.
it was one of my first big jobs I did.
Straight to Miami.
Yeah.
But we did have a really good time.
We did.
And it was raining. It was 10 degrees. It was not what we expected, but we just made the best of it.
That's so sweet. Okay, Lauren, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I hope you meet again in person really soon. So we have
For
another
sure.
surprise. There's someone actually present here that also would like to say something to you. It's Philip. Philip Montfort, the CEO of Hunkemöller.
Philip!
Hi, Philip.
Way!
Hi.
I want to hug.
Social distancing.
Social distancing, yeah.
Yes.
Are you enjoying the
How are
evening,
you?
Philip?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I tell you something, we've worked for 4 amazing years with Doutzen. It's been great seeing all the clips. It's really brought back some incredible memories. But I think we're laughing. I think every time we've done a swimwear shoot with Doutzen, it's rained. Wherever we've gone in the world.
Always rain.
That's
I think
true.
it rains. All you know is when we do a swimmer shoot with Doutzen, don't ever go to that place. So if you, okay, on that week, because you can guarantee it will rain. But no, I was looking at some of the memories, and somebody asked me what was one of my favourite campaigns. I loved the first one because it was super romantic and super gentle, but my favourite is still the last one we did in autumn winter with Doutzen dancing. I still look at it, and but I love we did an edit which was a bit more funky, and that's probably my favourite campaign.
Yeah. Why was it so nice to work with Doutzen? Why is she such a great model?
Well, first of all, I mean, she's one of the top models in the world.
Absolutely.
She's super beautiful.
Yeah.
She's Dutch, which I think is really for our brand is really important. But she lives our brand values. It's been great working with somebody that lives all of our brand values. And we talked about diversity, and we've done 2 great shows, and Doutzen led our I Am show, which was really all about diversity and inclusion. And we take it really seriously, and we want to make sure that we really make sure we portray all women, colour, size, and I think it was really important that Doutzen led that, but then we could really showcase real diversity with her.
Cool. Do you still want to say you still want to say something to Doutzen, don't you?
Well, yeah, just that we've had super amount of fun. I think we've really enjoyed it. It's been an amazing journey. And every single time we've come out of it, we've had campaigns after campaigns that really mesmerise our consumer. And I think that's what's really important is because Doutzen is so much part of our brand and our family, our sheroes really feel comfortable with her, and she encompasses everything that we are about as a brand. We talked about sustainability, we've talked about inclusion, diversity, and she's beautiful both on the outside and the inside. And I think that's really important to us as a brand, that we want to be a brand that is in effect normal and that people can actually really truly relate to. And as beautiful as Doutzen is, I think the beauty inside is portrayed as much as about the beauty outside. Yeah. So all I really want to do is
now I want to hug you, Philip. You're so kind.
And of course, I love her husband, Sunnery. So and I think she gets jealous sometimes. I think she gets jealous.
Yes, they really got off together. I know.
That's nice.
They became really good friends, and I was like.
Philip, I understood that you have a little present.
We do
for
indeed.
Doutzen.
We have a wonderful present.
I want to ask you to hand it over to her.
Do I have to hug on to it?
And let's do it with a countdown.
Okay, we do it with a countdown, people.
Can you hand it over in like 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, you see?
Oh, it's amazing. What is it?
This is magical.
It's a beautiful book. I already have one on my desk. I'm going to take one home to my beautiful wife so I can have it on my coffee table. But it's just some amazing memories, and some really great messages from lots of people who've worked with Doutzen through this amazing journey. Really to thank her for what she's done for our brand, and just some incredible pictures.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. And you know what? Now I don't need to go in the basement and collect all the images and put them in a book myself.
Yeah,
Thank you. You saved me a lot of work.
Great. And Doutzen, we have another little surprise for you, because there are many more people who want to say thanks to you. Let's have a look.
Thank you, Doutzen. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Doutzen.
Oh.
Just a few of the team. Just a few of the team.
This is so sweet.
Okay. We are almost at the end of this show.
Yep.
I would like to thank everyone who has been watching this evening. I hope you had a nice evening. I hope your question came by and that you got all the answers. Thanks for watching, sharing the questions. And maybe Doutzen, it's a good idea if you say something to everybody that's watching us right now.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say to everyone that's watching and that everyone that has, been so enthusiastic and been very supportive in, when my collections came out. And I want to say thank you for the big support. I want to say thank you to Hunkemöller. I promise you I will come over to give everyone a big hug because I owe you that. And I am very, very, very grateful because all the memories now are in one book. 5 years of learning a lot, traveling the world, and I'm super grateful, and I want to say thank you. And thank you for this evening because I felt like my 5 years were honored, and I'm very grateful for that. So thank you
so much.
You've been taking over all of my free time. I told you that we're gonna have the best life. The sun is out and we are in our prime. So hurry up, cause it's time to shine, yeah.